Hey guys, today we are back with another episode. So for today, we'll be talking about something that's not related to new launches or private. Today we'll be talking about HDB.
HDB timeline.
Yes, so we are very skilled in HDB resale. So today what we'll do is we'll actually talk through three different scenarios for HDB. One is just pure selling, second one is sell and buy, and also the third one will be contra. So all these different scenarios, I think you'll have some pitfalls and common stuff that you have to avoid to prevent yourself from getting into trouble. So without further ado, let's get into the topic. Okay, so first for resale timeline for HDB pure selling. That means you're just selling, you're not going to buy anything. So this is how the timeline will look like. So maybe Joyce will share a little bit on the timeline.
Okay. So for example, if today somebody gives you a deposit, so the deposit actually comprises of two components. First is actually the option fee, which is maximum $1,000, and also the exercise fee. So the exercise fee is maximum $4,000. So these two components adds up to be a maximum of $5,000. Okay, it cannot be more than $5,000. Okay. So today, if let's say somebody give you a $1,000 option fee, right? They actually have 21 days to exercise the option. Meaning to say, for buyers out there, you can actually give a lot of $1,000 to like a few sellers and then take your time to decide which one you want to buy. Okay, but for sellers, when you accept this $1,000, it means that you are binded to this particular buyer and you're not allowed to issue any option to other buyers.
Yeah. So for OTP is actually, we call it OTP, the option to purchase. So it's actually valid for 21 days. Okay, so the 21 days will bind you. You cannot sell to any other person. Even if somebody suddenly give you a higher offer, but that's just too bad, okay? Means your agent never do a good job for you.
Okay, so during these 21 days, right, the seller, you don't have to do much, but for the buyers, they will be doing their administrative stuff. Okay, so today we will be focusing on the seller side, so we will not touch too much on what the buyer will be doing during these 21 days. If you want to know what are the items, what are the procedures that they need to do, you can look forward to our next episode. Okay?
Okay, so next up, after exercising, right, there will be this thing called the submission to HDB for the resale app. So in this whole timeline, I've made it very straightforward from 1 to 7. Okay, so at number 3, which is submission of resale application, right? So normally a normal sale which have no requirements, we only take 7 days to submit. Yeah, but then for sellers who are looking for a place to stay, you're going to buy another one, you will need a longer resale submission. So for sellers out there, you will have to discuss with your agents how many days submission period you all want. If trust us, we have done a lot of HDB deals. This resale submission period will make or break a deal. I always tell my associates also, you can nego the price until very nice or whatsoever, but then the resale submission period will kill you. Yeah, so this part you have to nego properly with your buyers and your agents. Yeah. So before they even come for viewing, you have to let the buyers know because longer resale submission means longer completion period. Yeah, a whole process actually takes up to 3 to 4 months right now, according to HDB. Okay, so submit resale app is $80 now, normally. Okay.
So it's actually very different from years ago where you have to go down to HDB twice, right? So when you go down to HDB twice, you don't have to pay this resale application fee of $80. But now they actually streamline the process, so you only have to go down to HDB once. So this first appointment used to be first appointment has now become the resale submission, and then they have to pay $80 to HDB.
Yeah. Okay. So after you submit the resale application, your buyers have to submit within 7 days of your application, of your submission. Okay, then HDB will have to process the case because everything is done online now, like what Joyce said, right? So according to HDB website, they are taking up to 28 working days now. So 28 working days, guys, it's not 4 weeks. It's 28 working days, can take up to 6 weeks. It got PH.
Not calendar days, 28 working days. Okay, so take note on this.
So we always tell our sellers the speed of your resale transactions is actually dependent on how fast HDB process the deal. Yeah, so if HDB take up to 7 working days, then of course everything will be faster. Yeah, it's really 28 working days, which we have a lot of cases taking up to 28 working days for normal sale, then your completion will be prolonged, like maybe 4-5 months or so. Okay.
So this is the variable that we cannot control.
Yeah, we cannot control this one. Yeah, so if your agent tell you that they can give you only a roughly 3 to 4 months, this is because why?
Because of this variable component that we are not able to control.
Yeah, and if you are here looking at our video, probably you don't trust your agent. Yeah, but this is why there's a variable here. Okay. So number 4, acceptance.
So when HDB accept the case, right, they will actually SMS you to the seller, and they will inform when is actually the completion date of completion. Completion day means is the day where you will collect your check. Congratulations. And also the day where you have to hand over the keys to the buyer. Okay, so this is the day where the buyer will turn into the owner of the property. Okay?
Yeah. So upon acceptance number 4, right, step number 4, from number 4 to number 7 is actually 8 weeks to completion. That means upon receiving the SMS, sellers, you receive an SMS saying that your completion date is blah blah blah. On the day, right, will be 8 weeks later. Okay, so during this period, what do you have to do? There's a few things that you have to do. Firstly, you have to start vacating the house. Don't wait until the last minute, because last minute anything can happen. Because recently, what happened to our seller recently? She wait until last minute, then she go to the hospital. Wow, I tell you guys. Then,
So about 2-3 weeks before the completion, right? She was she had a bad fall, so she was hospitalized all the way until the completion date.
yeah, then we cannot reach her and whatsoever. Okay, but this is another story that we can talk about. So after acceptance, 8 weeks to completion, sellers start to vacate the house. I mean, you have to slowly pack your items, okay? Then HDB will call for this thing called the endorsement of documents, which is step number 5.
So this endorsement, usually they will send you that you can actually proceed for endorsement within 3 weeks from the date of acceptance. Okay?
Yeah, correct. So what do you do during this endorsement of resale documents? Basically, you go inside, you just read through, tick, then move on. Yeah, so both parties need to all the sellers and all the buyers. And also, in this case, if let's say your HDB is fully paid, or also is currently HDB outstanding loan, you'll most likely use HDB conveyancing to help you sell the house. So at endorsement, you have to pay your conveyancing fee, aka legal fees. Okay, but today flip another scenario whereby you are having a bank loan, outstanding loan. Then of course you have to use private conveyancing. Then during this endorsement, you don't pay anything. Yeah, but you still have to go through the documents and press tick. Okay.
So bear in mind, for this endorsement, right, agents won't be able to do for you. The seller themselves, they actually have to log into their SingPass to HDB portal to do the endorsement. So you have to get your SingPass ready lah. Okay?
Yeah. So step number 6, after endorsement, within 2 weeks, they'll give you the approval of the case. Yeah, so approval means you're approved to sell, basically.
Green light all the way.
Yeah, green light. So there are very few cases whereby it's not approved. Yeah, most of the time it's approved unless we only got once or twice not approved. It's because a little bit complicated. The buyers that come to buy our sellers unit, what happened was their children took proximity grant on them. So they went to buy something out of the 4 km and out of the town area of their township with their children. So everything was okay up until the end, until approval, then HDB stopped due. Yeah, so can you imagine the consequences that are going to happen, like from step 1 to step 6? So many days HDB not even updating them. But then no choice. I mean, this is after HDB when they give the approval. Okay. So after approval, next one will be completion. Yeah, but before completion, there are some things to do.
Okay, first you need to do your town council form, which is known as the conservancy and service form. Okay, so what is this form? This one is actually, you can access this form from your flat dashboard, also from the seller SingPass. Okay, so you go into your SingPass, you download the form. So the form is they actually stated the completion date for your flat. Let's say, for example, your flat completion is on the 15th of July, for example. Okay, so you have to bring this form to the town council. So there are actually a lot of branches, right, town council. So the form will state like which branch to go to. So you bring this form to that particular branch and tell them that, okay, you sold your house and you want to pay the conservancy until this date, which is also stated on the form. So it's self-explanatory. The staff will know what to do. So they will tell you, okay, how much to pay. So you just pay the conservancy until that date. This one must be done. If it's not done right, you will not be able to complete the deal on the completion day. Very important. And this original copy, which they will chop and sign, you have to bring down to HDB on the completion date.
Yeah.
Okay.
So upon completion, what you need to bring down? Most of the time, IC, the town council form, your keys, and nothing else.
Option
Most of
to
the time it's
purchase.
like option to purchase, but most of the time it will be with the buyers. Okay, so all this bring down, then okay, you go there, sign, then you get your check. Sure. Recently we helped our seller sell our EM at Woodlands. Wow. We sold the auntie cash out 975K in cash, guys. Cash.
So the check from HDB is
Can
975k.
be fetched. Okay. Okay. So HDB resale timeline for sale is just like that. Okay, it looks simple, but there are a lot of minor details in between which if you don't know, your agents will be able to tell you lah. But for those sellers that are looking to DIY yourself, it's not so simple also, I would say. There's a lot of fine details that you have to discuss with your buyers. And when you deal with buyers, DIY buyers yourself, then tensions run high lah because there's no mediator to mediate the feelings. Yeah, okay. So this is the rough timeline. Okay. So yeah, now that you all have understand this, we can go on to the next video where I go into more in-depth stuff. Okay.
So stay tuned for next video if you are doing a sell and buy.
Ha, bye.
Bye.